Welcome to the podcast, Stop Crying Poser, greatest podcast known to man as voted by lions, tigers, bears, deers, and even horses. Oh man, those animals are delicious on a hamburger. Am I right? Who do we have here in the chat room today? Day, Generation L, Geiges, and Fitnoid. Why so few people? Well, it's because as I was doing the pre-show for this podcast, my internet went down for about 15 minutes. So I imagine a lot of you guys probably think I quit. You think I gave up. You think the internet scared me away. Well, listen up, people. I was born before the internet, I think. You know what? A lot of people, when they think of the internet, at least for me, my first introduction to the internet was like AOL. But I'm pretty sure the internet was around like 10 years before that. So maybe I wasn't born yet. Who knows? What has been going on this week, people? Well, it's been an eventful week. I have a ton of topics to talk about, but they're all fairly short. And we have a trivia question to give away stickers to you. We do this podcast every single Friday right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. The time is 3:39, which means we are about 9 minutes late. But that's really not bad considering how bad the internet has been for the past few days. What did I do this week? Skateboarding was great. Very tiring. I skated on Wednesday. That footage went up on my YouTube channel today, Friday. I got a switch nose manual to fakie flip, and then I got a shove it nose manual shove. The thing is, I keep my standards so high for Ninja Review and for Steve Hates Skating that when I do a trick that isn't quite perfect, my first thought is, oh snap, what are they gonna write in the comments? So although I did a perfect pop shove it nose manual front 180, it looks like the nose dipped down quite a bit because of how the trick was filmed. So it kind of looks like there's a possibility that my nose scraped. Therefore, I won't be using that footage in my future highlight videos because there's a little bit of margin for doubt. And I hold myself to those standards. I expect you guys to be held to those standards. And for everyone out there who's always like, well, Ninja Lifestyle, sometimes skating isn't perfect. You know, sometimes you just got to take the trick. Sure, you're not wrong. But guess what? That footage will never be in a video part because it can be misconstrued as bad. I want my video parts to shut people up. And even though I can't be very intense with my skating, I want there to be no doubt. Zero doubt. I don't want to even be close to a trick even being anything other than perfect. If you say, well, he did the trick, but it was kind of average, even that is too low for me in most situations. But something funny happened at the park as I was skating. You know, I used to skate this park when I was 16 years old, 17, 18, 19, 20. Every single day. I'd be up there 5 days a week, pretty much. If it's cold, if it's hot, I see my friends there. You know, I pretty much lived there. I knew everybody at the store where I would go to use the bathroom, or actually before I had a cell phone, I would go to the 7-Eleven right there, the corner store, to use the landline, the actual phone connected to the wall, if you remember those, so I could call home and get a ride or something like that. Anyways, it was somewhere where I went there every day. We had our own little rules. We had our own little group, right? The Bunker Kids. That's what the park is called, Bunker. And that kind of thing becomes generational, right? Our generation, we kind of like own the park, right? If somebody comes in there talking shit, they'll typically get humbled in some way and then, you know, come back another time. Maybe you can, you know, fix your attitude and become friends with everyone. Kind of like a self-regulating militia, to put it simply. So anyways, something funny happened. I'm skating my little manual pad, and all the way across the park, these guys are skating a curved ledge. And a kid comes up to me and says, hey, bro, do you mind if I wax that ledge? And I'm like, well, I'm not skating over there. Number one, I don't care. Number two, you're the future. You don't ask me for permission, all right? You guys are the new generation. You guys are here every day. You guys dictate the rules. It was very nice of you to think of me, ask me for permission for what you can do at your own park. And that's kind of like, it's a nice code, you know, it's a nice little like ode of respect, I guess, knowing that I used to skate here all the time. But I'm the old man. I'm the old man crew. You guys are the new generation. I ask you for permission. Hey, bro, you guys are here every single day. Hey, do you mind if I move your backpack? I want to put my camera here. I ask you guys for permission. You are the leaders. The world is yours. And I was wondering if you guys have any experience with that. Just basically the parks having their own kind of rules and hierarchy. You know, there's what is that movie? Shit, with Jack Nicholas, where he's like, that's not a guy you can hit, but it's not a guy you can't hit. That guy's kind of a medium guy. The Departed. There's like rules, right? You can talk shit to that guy, but if you talk shit to that guy, things are gonna go wrong. It's kind of like, I'm exaggerating it. Obviously, I'm describing like prison or something. It's not the same as that. But I guess I brought this up to ask if your skate parks also had that similar hierarchy. And I think that I'm in the right here. If I'm only at that park one day a week, I'm not solving the park's problems. I'm not solving the issues. If tomorrow that park was overrun with tweakers and crackheads, it wouldn't be me that put my foot down. It'd be up to you guys. It's your house. You guys decide if you want to keep it clean. You know what I mean? Or, for example, iBook Boy's talking about snaking. If there's one guy that continuously and habitually snakes, then, you know, there's got to be something done about that. Or everyone can stand down and just, you know, let it go wild. But once a couple of things get out of hand, everything eventually gets out of hand, and then everything becomes a much bigger problem. It's like one big toilet, right? The skate park is one big toilet. If you don't keep it clean, eventually it overflows, and now nobody can shit at the skate park. Speaking of that, if anyone ever shit at the skate park on my watch when I'm an angry 17-year-old, oh my God, there would be some heck to pay. Anyways, the weather's been pretty cold. It's great for skating. My house got down to 61 last night, and for a lot of you guys, that's not so bad. Outside was 45, I guess. Inside of my house was 61, which is very cold for me. I got a new comforter. My bed has 3 sheets. It has like one thin sheet and then a little bit thicker of a sheet and then a super extra thick comforter on top. It smells good in there. The dog absolutely loves it. I tell you guys a lot, Koopa kind of likes his own personal space. He doesn't want to be like a magnet on you all day long. Some dogs, they follow you everywhere you go. They always look at you. They always want to play. Koopa has his own schedule, right? Sometimes he wants to sit next to you. Sometimes he wants to play with his toys. Sometimes he wants to bother you to go outside or eat or something like that. And then there's like a time and a place. But now that it's cold inside, oh, he is a little cuddly boy. He wants to be cuddling me all the time. Temperature dropped in this house by what, 10, 15 degrees. And now he's in the bed all night long. In fact, morning, well, for me, morning means like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. He wakes up and that's kind of like his energy time. He gets up, he walks around, he investigates, he eats some food, he goes in the backyard, he sits in the sun and soaks up some sun. That's like his time of the day to go get shit done. But now that it's cold, inside and outside, the morning is his time to fucking stay in. He tucks himself in. He's learned how to like bury his head in the covers. And even right now, he has not done anything active at all. He hasn't even sniffed his bowl. He stayed in my bed for a long time. Also, when I get up, you know, I usually start my morning the same way. I go up, take a shit, you know, drink a Gatorade or something like that. And right when I get out of bed, he moves from his spot and then goes right to my spot. I imagine because it's warm, or maybe he likes the way I smell. Maybe he likes all my late night farts that are stuck in the they're stuck in the pillow. Why would it be in the pillow? I flip upside down to fart. Anyways, he's becoming quite the little cuddly boy, and I am really enjoying it. Curious if you guys have your dogs doing anything similar like that. I imagine like small dogs. I think small dogs really want to always hang out around you, always want to be touching you. Not my dog, dude. He really does appreciate his space. So it's nice to see the change. Although I'm not looking forward to daylight savings changing. For the past, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months or something. I don't know when they do daylight savings, but the sun kind of goes down around 6. Are you like 7, 6, 7? Now it's going down at like 5:30, which is awful. And then when they change the time, it's going to feel like the sun's going down at 4:30. If it's a cloudy day, the sun's going to be down at 4. My God, I hate that. I don't know why they do that in modern times. I think we looked it up one day and there was some kind of reasoning, but I don't know if that applies to society today, or maybe I just don't understand why we do that. Because not only is it way fucking colder now at night, maybe it's for the people that have to wake up early. They get more sunlight in the morning, maybe. But it's bad for me for a million different reasons. Number one, when I get up to go skate, I want to have a lot of sunlight because my cameras don't work well at night. The DSLR cameras and the lenses that I have don't work well at night. So I try to skate with full sunshine, right? Or at least some sun reflecting off of the clouds above. Now, the sun goes down at 4 p.m. I barely have any time because I only start getting active around 3 p.m. That's when I get all stretched out and limber. So I'm going to have to change my sleep schedule, which that for me is very hard to do. And another thing, you guys know that on Fridays and sometimes on Saturdays, if there's a UFC event or something, I stay up late. You guys have seen me stay up late for even things like streaming. You know, we're breaking tables, we're playing video games, we're watching homeless people in Japan make pork and egg sandwiches. I spend a lot of time just generally staying up late watching X-Files. The one thing I hate, especially being at the bar, but even if I'm at my own home, if I get stuck in a good movie, I'm just sitting on the couch watching a good movie, and then I see the sun start to come up. Oh my God, that's the worst feeling. It's like guilt approaching from beyond the mountains. It's like a sunrise of guilt. Off in the distance, guilt is coming up like, hey, dude, remember that thing sleeping you used to do at night? Ha, that shit's over. And something about sleeping or not sleeping. Listen, the sun coming up is just a bad feeling altogether. And then you look at yourself and you're like, wow, especially if you're drunk or something, you're like, oh, wow, I drank so much that I fucking lost track of time. And now here the fuck I am, sun's coming up. And then you also know that the next couple of days for you is going to, it's going to be hard to get your sleep schedule back. So let's try to avoid that. Maybe I'll get my sleep on track for daylight savings. Maybe one of you guys can explain to me how and why daylight savings even exists. What else has been going on? My good friend Jason Park put out a skateboarding part that kind of lacked any resemblance to skateboarding. He is a very, very talented skateboarder. He can do anything on the board. He can do manuals. He can do stairs. He can do circus tricks. He can do let's not say rails. I almost said rails. He's not the best at doing rails. But he put out a video part that I reviewed on Tuesday, and I said it was kind of a comedy part, right? It's stand-up comedy meets skateboarding. It's there to make you laugh, and I'm pretty partial to skateboarding having more comedy in it. I think skating should be something we can laugh at a little bit more, even though I take landing the tricks cleanly, I take that serious. Other than that, we should be able to laugh at something that's actually funny. This guy putting the skateboard into his pants and dancing around like an idiot kind of makes me laugh. But what I didn't notice until last night, we rewatched the part on YouTube while I was streaming on Twitch, and we watched it with audio. And the whole song is just about some guy smoking crack and doing cocaine. And he has this crazy voice, and it's just Jason landing these tricks. It's like, smoking crack and doing cocaine. Na, 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 na. And it's so funny. And I wish I would have known that when I reviewed the video the first time, because I would have mentioned it in my review so I could have sent people over there to watch the video. But I'm talking about it now just in case anyone missed the stream last night. You guys will want to go back and watch Jason's full part on his YouTube channel with the audio turned all the way up. I think it's called like Don't Do That Again or something. I forgot the name of the video, but it's certainly worth watching. You know what else is worth watching? I was browsing Twitter the other day and I watched some guy in a Dodgers jersey light a firework with a very short fuse. And you guys want to take a guess as to what happened next? He blew his whole fucking hand off. He blew his entire... He started at the beginning of this video, he had 5 fingers on one hand. At the end of that video, he had fewer than 5 fingers on that hand. And the middle of the street acquired a few of those fingers. And I thought I had seen this video before. It keeps getting posted because the Dodgers won the World Series. And maybe I just have this deja vu feeling. I thought I've seen this video before. So this is like a 2-part topic. Number 1, what a fucking idiot. All right. Fireworks are already dangerous. Second half of that, fireworks are kind of easy to not hurt yourself with if you at least take the most basic amount of caution. Number 2, I think it's funny that somebody lights a firework. I'm just saying, if this is not in reference to the Dodgers game or the World Series, if it's not and it came from before, extra big shout out to whoever remembered exactly what that guy was wearing. Let's say the video was from 4th of July. Let's just pretend. If the video was from 4th of July and somebody saved a video on their cell phone of a guy blowing his hand off, and they saved it all the way until notable event for the LA Dodgers happened, and he remembered that that guy was wearing a Dodgers outfit, and he made the connection to then repost it and rebrand the video as if it was part of that. It's just like, it's disinformation at its finest. And I wonder if those people are just kind of wired differently, because that happens sometimes. A lot of things happen. Like, let's say there's a shooting. I think there was a shooting today in, I think, Florida, where like 2 people died. Okay, cool. What happens on Twitter, and what's going to continue to happen with AI, is that there will be a battle for who can get the most clicks. So what people will start to do is they'll show footage from other shootings and different angles and this and that. And they're all battling for the clicks, but they'll all have the same headline. And that's going to be something weird to look out for in the future, as far as, saying, oh, I saw that video of the shooting in Florida. Did you see the one with everyone dressed in red outfits? Because that was from the parade. Unless you're talking about the one that was on the grass field, because that was from an entirely different shooting. It just had the same title and gave you the same news article from today's event, but that footage was from an event multiple years ago. You know, we get a lot of that. I remember, I think it was right when COVID started, everyone was trying to get masks. You know, everyone's looking for masks. We need masks to go to the store. Everyone's like stocking up. You know, you buy 20 at a time or whatever. And there was a viral video going around Facebook and Instagram and Twitter of just a bunch of people in this dirty house with like no shoes on, like just weaving masks with their fingers and then putting them in piles. And the headline was like, you think you're using masks, or you think masks are clean? Look who's making them. Just somebody's making them on some dirt floor in some mud hut in the middle of rural India. And you're like, oh God, that's on my mouth? Ugh. But it's all this one big battle for clicks. And the future is not looking bright. But I will tell you whose future is looking bright. Mine. Because 2 of my friends are coming over after this podcast. I'm going to make dinner. I'm thinking of, so I have these big fat chicken breasts. I know, the worst part of the chicken. Best part of like a woman, worst part of a chicken. The breasts. And so I'm going to make it, I'm going to slice it really thin. I have this breading, like think like shake and bake. Probably bread it nice and thin to make it like a thin cutlet. I might even pound it out with my dick on some saran wrap, get it nice and thin. Might even like shallow fry it, put that over a Caesar salad. And then I got some bacon. I got Brussels sprouts, arguably the worst vegetable ever made. Here's the thing. They say it's good for you though. So what I'm going to do with these Brussels, I'm going to quarter them, cook them with like 2 slices of bacon, cook the bacon very slow so the liquid and fat renders out. and then it will suck into the Brussels sprouts. And then right at the end, I'll turn the heat all the way up so the Brussels sprouts get a little quick little char, a little besito of hito right on the edge, so we get a little crunch on the edge. That's the plan. The problem I have, though, with these brussies, with these brussy boys, is sometimes they try to fall apart on me, and that's some real bullshit. I'll probably couple that up with some, well, I have tomatoes. Serving this with tomatoes seems weird, just tomato with salt and pepper. Probably gonna do that, or I can use my powdered mashed potatoes. So, a lot of excitement. A lot of excitement when it comes to what I'm cooking tonight. I also have some spicy Bloody Mary mix. I got a 211 in there. I got some wine. Oh boy, it's gonna be a little tea party because probably gonna change the direction of the night. My Fridays tend to all be about the same. I go to bar number 1, I go to bar number 2, I stay there until 2 in the morning, I get dropped off at home, and Friday's done. And then I prepare for UFC tomorrow, which is gonna be Derek Lewis, let's fucking go. Very excited about that. But tonight, I think the plan will be a little bit different because I get a bad feeling about the bar that I've been going to. So they told me I'm not tipping enough. My tab was $20. I handed him $35 and walked out of the bar. To me, that seems like a humongous tip. That seems like a great tip. Anyone would be proud to have that tip. But apparently at this particular bar, I tip like shit. So my plan is to not go to that bar for a while, and I'll continue my shitty tipping practices elsewhere where it is appreciated. I wasn't going to talk about this on the podcast today, but my God, that shit got on my fucking nerves. Something very important happened in my life that I wanted to share with all of you guys. So I decided that it was time. I've been talking about this for a while. I needed a change in my life. So yesterday, I made my first pancake. I've never made a pancake ever in my life. I've made Eggos, right? I've had pancakes. I've eaten pancakes. You end up at somewhere where it's like, $3 breakfast. You're like, oh, sure, I'll get pancakes and eggs and bacon. Sure, whatever. Of course I'll do that. But I've never bought the mix. I've never made it in a pan. I've never made it on flat top. I've never made one from scratch. I don't think I've ever bought like maple syrup for my home as an adult ever, because what would I use it for? I don't like that sweet flavor on like barbecue. So why would I have maple syrup anyways? Also, maybe you guys can answer me this. My chat room thinks I am a sick piece of shit for buying pancake mix and not buying maple syrup. Here's the thing though. Last night, what I invented, which I stole from Texas Roadhouse, was a honey cinnamon sugar butter liquid reduction that I pour on top of said pancake. It's not dry. It's very sweet. It's a nice thick consistency. Probably, maybe even healthier than maple syrup. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I guess throwing butter and sugar together is not necessarily healthy, but you never know. It's something I made. Who knows what's going on in the maple plant? Old Greg could be over there jacking off in the fucking vat of maple syrup. They could be dropping pieces of metal, right? Here's the thing. The brand of pancakes I got is called Crusty Ass. Got them crusty ass pancakes. I was going to get the Great Value ones, but I typed on Google Great Value pancakes, and the first thing that came up was a recall because pieces of metal were found in the mix. So I got the crusty ass pancakes instead of the metal ass pancakes. I posted a picture of my first pancake on my Discord, and apparently pancakes have rules. Apparently the way that I made the pancake in the shape that I wanted to make in my own home in the country that I thought was free was not up to the standards of the pancake police of Discord. Everyone said the pancake was too thick, too big, too long. They said, you should have made 4 pancakes with that amount of batter. Oh, really? Because I thought it was my pancake. I didn't know that I was under the jurisdiction of making pancakes to everybody else's goddamn standards. Anyways, next pancake. The next pancake, I'm going to cook it a little bit lower heat, and I'll make it smaller. My bad. I was trying to make my pancake match my giant fucking dick. You guys, all you small dick pancake having motherfuckers can make it your way. Yeah. Probably have a small ass pan too. Bet you guys have little bitch ass pans. Piece of shit. So, just a big moment in life for someone in their late 30s making their first ever pancake. So that was exciting. It's a very exciting time to be alive. Now it is time. Would you like to win a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack? By the way, whoever won last week, there was 2 winners, and I don't think either one of you guys reached out to me to give me the correct address. So if you don't remind me or give me your address, then you don't win shit. But remind me if that was you, because I don't remember. I could go back and listen. I could go back and watch the podcast, or you could just do what you're supposed to do. I feel like I'm already doing everything, and I'm giving away free shit. Would you like to win the stickers? Well, all you have to do is answer this question correctly. You have to be the first one. First one to answer wins. This animal is the world's deadliest large land mammal, killing an estimated 500 people per year in Africa. They are aggressive, territorial, and have sharp teeth. They can weigh up to 4,500 pounds, which is 2,000 kilograms. They can charge you at up to 20 miles per hour. Holy macaroni. They can even capsize boats. They defend their territory, especially mothers who are aggressive if anyone gets between them and their young. Generation L says aardvark. Bull Run says hippo. We Are Sad says lion. Day Day says hippo. Cheetah, chicken, rhino, chicken, dog, and sharks. The winner is Bull Run Farms. Bull Run, after the podcast, send me a DM with your address. You are the new proud owner of Ninja Lifestyle sticker packs. There is no other podcast in the world giving away Ninja Lifestyle stickers. Speaking of that, I recommended the other day, this guy said he drives a lot. I said, oh, you should check out my podcast. He said, I definitely will. And I said, don't you want to know what it's called? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. It's called Stop Crying Poser. You know, you could put it in your phone right now. And he goes, nope, I won't put it in my phone. And I was like, okay, so you're going to check out my podcast. We're drunk as hell right now. There's no way you're going to remember this obscure terms. You didn't even ask what it's about. And you just told me you're going to check it out. So I don't expect to have any more views this week. People are like that. You know, I actually do that to people all the time. I had a funny misunderstanding the other day. My friend Corey and his lady came out to play pool. And I've met her a bunch of times. And she was like, yeah, I've been to your house. I met your dog. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then the conversation changed. And then later she's like, yeah, one of Corey's friends is Steve-O, and he has like a skateboard ramp in his backyard. And I was like, bitch, I'm Steve-O, and I have a skateboard ramp in my backyard. And she goes, no, I've never seen your backyard. And I was like, you were just talking about you were at my house. She's like, yeah, well, wait, you're Steve-O? And I was like, yes, I've always been Steve-O. You've called me Steve-O 1,000 times. She goes, why am I confused? Maybe I'm thinking of like Chris. I was like, wait, you're telling me there's 2 Steve-Os that have a skateboard ramp in their backyard? It turns out she was referring to our other friend, Steve O'Hara, a different name versus my name, which is also Steve O. She was referring to a completely different person who also just happened to have a mini ramp in their backyard. And it made me feel stupid because I tried to make her feel stupid. I was immediately like, hey, you don't know that you're describing me to me? What are you, dumb? And it's one of those situations where I'm trying to act like I'm the smartest one and you're fucking stupid, when it turns out the entire time you were right the whole time and I'm just being really weird and dumb. So not a feeling I like to feel, but it's always funny. It's always funny when you think that you're the smartest one in the room and you end up being the dumbest. So that was that situation. It's humbling and it was worthy of talking about on the podcast, so that was fun. What else has been going on? Only a couple of more topics left. Steve Hates Skating is doing very well. I just uploaded a highlight video of the Thrasher Halloween Hill Bomb, which is an event where everyone dresses up as like Halloween characters and they skate this big rail and they skate this big ramp, and it's like a sea of people. You know, there's 1,000 people on the right side, 1,000 people on the left side. It's chaos. People are throwing shit, making noise, screaming, drinking, drugging, falling down hills, police, helicopters, you know, just an all around like chaotic event. So obviously the channel of Steve Hates Skating is about pointing out when skateboarders are doing something sloppy. The whole event is kind of a sloppy event, right? I don't think it's sanctioned by like the city or anything. I think people just show up and start skating, and then there's a big traffic jam. So even if cops wanted to shut it down, they would have a very difficult time doing that just because of the mass of people. You know what I mean? So I know what it is. Everyone's dressing up crazy, drinking, skating. It's gonna be sloppy. I know that. So I made a video talking shit on everyone that was skating sloppy. Basically, I was talking shit on what the event is supposed to be. And obviously for me, you know, it's super sarcastic and it's hilarious. But I knew, here's the thing. I'm such a great actor. I am one of the greatest actors of our generation, because when I post that footage of me being sarcastic on Instagram, everyone thinks I'm dead serious. You would think that I was talking about a dead body. Like, you would think I'm having the most serious conversation of my life. I'm talking about an abortion or something. But they're like, I made a joke. I said, that kickflip wasn't clean. He should redo it. Motherfucker, 1,000 comments. Don't you know? Don't you know it's a Halloween hill jam? Don't you understand? No one can land every trick clean. Don't you know? And then of course, once I feel like I got you hooked on the fishing pole, once I got you hooked, I go, well, of course they can't skate clean. All of those skaters suck. They're really bad at skating. If they could get good skaters to skate there, we wouldn't have all these sloppy tricks. And then I can just see the comments coming. Oh, Grace and Fletcher? The Dern brothers? Are you crazy? They're the greatest skaters of all time. Blah, 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 blah. They're the greatest. And then, of course, it comes, why don't you go skate it? What can you do? You aren't good at skating. You're being mean. Stop yapping. Stop yapping. Oh, I'm gonna unfollow you. Oh, that's the new version of getting punched in the face at the skate park is being unfollowed. It's like, it's the new most disrespectful thing that these people can think of to say. That's the meanest thing their brains can fathom, because in their life, you know, the most hurtful thing that's ever happened to them was someone unfollowed one time. You know, they think about it for years and years, decades. They sit there thinking about that one time they were unfollowed, and they keep it deep in their heart, and it gets black and cold, and they say, "Oh, I can't wait to use this immense disrespectful gesture on someone else one day. I hope someone makes fun of a skater I've never met online so I can give them the crushing blow that I've been saving up. I'm unfollowing you." Ha, I got his ass. I fucking got his ass. Oh, he'll never make a funny video ever again. I do these rants because I want you guys to understand how rewarding it is. How rewarding it is. I've never considered myself to be like a trolly person, but now that I can really like let loose on this Instagram, it brings me so much joy to just see how weak and easy it is to get on some of these guys' nerves. And I'm sure after a few years, you know, they're probably all kids, right? They're probably all 15 or 16 years old. You know, they're easy to get them to believe shit or whatever. I imagine later they'll realize, like, oh man, I was really upset at that one internet video that made me mad for multiple days. Anyways, I want you guys to I feel like I'm really doing something not only to make other people laugh in skateboarding, because a lot of people do understand the purpose of that Instagram. Not only does it make other people laugh, but it's very rewarding for me. I don't even know why. I guess it's just a pat on the back for my acting skills. Every time. I could not be more sarcastic if I had a clown makeup and a wig on, and people just can't figure it out. So, really loving the state of Instagram right now. I'm sure it's a matter of time before my Instagram gets shut down, and I'll be like, oh man, that sucks. And I'll just start another one. Fuck it. So, fun stuff happening in the world of Instagram. Final thought of the day. My friend Gonzo, the person who filmed my video part, Neat. He also filmed my video part, That. He also filmed my video part, What Time When. He also filmed almost all of my old merch commercials. He had a big presence in my skateboarding career. We achieved a lot of things together here on like the local circuit, Las Vegas skateboarding. And he went on from editing skateboarding videos and filming skateboarding videos. Now he works for like DreamWorks or Disney or something. And he was one of the animators for the new movie, Wild Robot. He also worked on Puss in Boots 2. iBook Boy, thank you. I forgot about that. He also worked on Kung Fu Panda 4. So every time that I hear that he's working on a project, I try to check it out in theaters, and I stay until after the movie's over so I can look at the credits go by, and it's after all the credits. At the very end, it says animators, and there's like 20 names there, and I scan, and I scan, and I scan, and then I see Christopher Gonzalez. Chris Gonzo Gonzalez, one of the greatest skateboarding filmmakers to ever step foot in Las Vegas, and I will continue to support my dog, and I wanted to also advise you guys or suggest to you guys, if you like kids movies, if you have children, Wild Robot is about a robot that, just washes up on a deserted island or something. And it's kind of like WALL-E, I guess. The robot is trying to, instead of the robot trying to learn how to be human, the robot is trying to learn how to be an animal. And the robot turns into a fucking crab, and then it turns into a bird. And it just has it has a wonderful time learning how to have feelings. It's animated pretty well. The story is not great. The music is great. Animation is great. If you have children, definitely go check it out. If you don't want to see it in theaters, fuck it. I'm sure it'll be out on Netflix or Disney Plus or something in a few months. I highly recommend The Wild Robot simply because my friend worked on it. That is all I have as far as topics today. Can I get a oh, hell yeah from everybody in the chat? I know we had a lot of internet problems during that podcast. I didn't mention it because I didn't want to slow down the momentum. But overall, pretty good podcast. Let me know your thoughts on, are your dogs cuddling? Have you made pancakes? What's the best way to make Brussels sprouts? Is Jason Parks part pretty good? Or did you hate it? Let me know if you guys saw the guy get his hand blown off on Twitter. I want to know your thoughts on the hierarchy of skate parks. Why do we change the time? I don't know. And then let me know if you're enjoying Steve Hates Skating, the Instagram, as much as I am. I didn't get any hell yes from the chat because it looks like right now, as I said that, my internet has died. So I'll try to just do it manually. Shout out to Gaiges, iBook Boy, Derek, Fitnoid, J-Sam, Biscuit, Aloe, Bull Run, Bundy, Chillin', Fluffy, Generation, Stooley, Support the Farts, and We Are Sad. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I hope everyone has a great weekend. And as I always say, don't drink too much and don't drink too little. If you don't tell a friend about this podcast, I'm gonna unfollow.